Good morning. Let's have some breakfast. Orgasmicpathways.com. Choose your pathways. So today we're going to do a grapefruit because a grapefruit has quite a lot of health benefits to it. Doesn't spike blood sugar. It's really great for keeping in alignment with a cleansing, detoxing sort of thing. It prepares the digestive system to absorb food, like if you have one of these or half of one or a whole one before a meal, has all the digestive enzymes and other things in it that's gonna help you absorb that meal and be really soothing for the gut, create a healthy microbiome. It's just a good thing to have in the morning or at night or before a meal. Drinking caffeine-free herbal tea is also good for just before a meal or at night to calm down, soothe your gut, get a good night's sleep, which is easier with a soothed gut. I'm also going to have some various seeds, maybe some nuts. So basically grapefruit and seeds for breakfast. It is among the healthiest breakfasts that you can have. Between the grapefruit and the seeds, you are going to have proteins, healthy fats, slow digesting carbohydrates, lots of vitamins, minerals, trace minerals. It really is a complete breakfast and then some, and it's going to go towards your gut health too. A gentle detoxification on a daily basis is a beautiful thing. Now, I got all these Tupperware containers because they're great for storing all these different seeds and nuts, and I got so much more on the countertop up there too. So here's some walnuts, some pumpkin seeds, already shelled or husked or whatever the word is for it. All of this is raw and unsalted. Some pecans and some almonds. Walnuts, by the way, these are really great to help prevent Alzheimer's and various other forms of dementia. Could even go a long way towards maybe even reversing it, recovering, or just getting better to clear out. I don't know how it works, but there's something in here that helps to clear out the gray matter and pushes it through the bowels and empties it into the sewage system. So it's a good idea to get plenty of walnuts. This can also double as part of your dinner as well, or a late night snack if you have the munchies. Grab a handful of walnuts. And speaking of grabbing a handful, the reason why I have these like this just out here at the moment on the table for this video, but typically got it on my open counter space over there so I can just walk by at any moment. I want to put something in my mouth. I'm feeling kind of hungry. It's right there. It's easily available. I can just grab it. It's convenient, but it's healthy convenient. And a lot of convenient foods obviously are not healthy, but we'll do it just because it's right there. And we succumb to convenience, and it's really unhealthy. So have some convenient foods that are very healthy for you. I got all kinds of different seeds and nuts over there. It's just completely awesome. I love it. Instead of grabbing a bag of chips, I've also got a fruit basket. Apples, green Granny Smith organic apples. They are the most medicinal apples. So I've always got apples. Green, yellow bananas, like between green and yellow, because it's going to be more blood sugar friendly. Pears, I've typically got pears here. Pears are abnormally high in fiber. All that stuff over there on my counter. And then in my fridge, raspberries of normal high fiber count, and blueberries and berries in general are very blood sugar friendly. and lots of nutrients. And with these kinds of foods, I think I've heard it called a nutritarian diet, where you concentrate on getting as most nutrition per calorie as you can. So the most dense is going to be dark leafy greens. So I don't know how many pounds. I think it's about a pound of dark leafy greens in general is only 100 calories. So in 100 calories, you're flooding your body with all kinds of nutrition. And same thing with some other things that are just foods that have an abnormally high density of nutrition per calorie, like raspberries, onions, vegetables in general, some fruits. Let's see, greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, seeds, some nuts. It's like impossible to gain weight eating those particular foods because they are so dense with nutrition per calorie. It's amazing. And take dark leafy greens. I mean, if you eat a pound of that, you're probably going to be pretty full, but you've only had 100 calories and you have fed yourself profoundly. What if you had 2 pounds of dark leafy greens? Oh my God, you fed yourself so profoundly, it's ridiculous. And only 200 calories. So there's a really cool opportunity there for all of us, is that we can feed ourselves in a very deep, profound, nourishing kind of way without being overfed. And a major problem in our culture is people are underfed, they're malnourished, but they're eating too many calories. I guess a better way to put that would be people are undernourished but overfed, like if you put it in the right context. And that's a recipe for an internal disaster, when you're overfed but undernourished. So take a fast food value meal. That would be a pretty good example of that on one extreme end of the spectrum. You're probably going to get, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 1,000 plus calories. And you're still hungry. So you're way overfed, too many calories. And your body is still saying, give me more nutrition. I didn't get enough vitamins and minerals. I didn't get enough biologically available protein. I didn't get enough phytonutrients. I didn't get enough fiber. And you just had have pizza. Typical pizza, you could go through a couple thousand calories in one meal, and you don't know if you're full yet. Later you have an energy crash because of all that starch spiking blood sugar, and then your blood sugar comes down just as fast, and tremendously malnourished, underfed. So in a way, the chief cause of weight gain is to be starving yourself. It's a backwards way of looking at it, but it's also very accurate when put in the proper context. The chief source of overweight and people being obese and so forth is they are starving themselves of nutrition and eating way too many calories that are just empty calories, or more often than not just empty, but harmful, because there's ingredients in it that the body was not made to digest, doesn't know what to do with. It causes inflammation responses. So just stuff to consider, giving you some context, a different way of looking at it. So going forward, maybe I've caused a little bit of shift in your personal philosophies and how you make decisions on a daily basis so you can make better decisions. And that's ultimately why I like being a really great student, so that I can have little shifts in my brain and make better decisions going forward. And that process never ends, and that's pretty cool. And speaking of staving off Alzheimer's, one thing that brings on Alzheimer's a great deal, even more so than bad food, dairy, big contributor to Alzheimer's, by the way. But it's when we stop using our brains. A lot of people will retire at age 60, whatever, and they're not doing anything else to stimulate their brain. And they're eating a bad diet, and they're not exercising. Add all that stuff up. Gray matter starts to form in the brain. Alzheimer's, different forms of dementia starts to set in. But if you're eating stuff like this, these walnuts, that help clear out the gray matter of the brain or prevent it from happening in the first place. And you're eating a good, nutritious diet, and you're not negating good food with so much bad food. And you're exercising and you're doing stuff to stimulate your brain. And you're doing balancing moves, where you're just basically practicing holding your balance and trying different things that your brain isn't used to, like maybe writing with your left hand if you're right-handed, or learning a different language, or who knows what. I'm learning how to shuffle dance right now. A lot of footwork involved in shuffling goes against the natural tendency of what my feet want to do, so I'm stimulating all kinds of neurological responses in my brain. And all of it adds up. Everything relates to everything. So there's no silver bullet to getting healthy, to cleansing yourself gently on a daily basis, staving off Alzheimer's or other forms of dementia. There's no silver bullet to any of that stuff. It all relates. The basis of holistic, everything relates to everything. Man, I can really talk. I hope you enjoyed this. Pretty much all I wanted to go over right now. It's a lot, I know. Take notes, watch again. Help you digest. This will help you digest. But also, watching this again, taking notes, writing it down so that it becomes more crystallized into your reality. It's going to make it a lot easier to make little modifications to how you make your decisions every day and what you're feeding yourself, your mind as well as your body. So what'd you have for breakfast today, Tom? Some fruit and some seeds. Well, last note before I end this video. I'm 44 years old. I'm on 0 medications. I have 0 discomforture, 0 pain. My joints feel just as spring-loaded as they did when I was 12. And I'm not sure I know any 40-something-year-old, even 30-something-year-olds. Typically, people start to have problems in their 20s. And typically, people start their first lifelong chronic medication of some kind in their upper 20s, early 30s. And immediately, almost immediately, is followed by a second one to deal with the side effects of the first chronic medication for chronic lifestyle problems. But good news, almost everything can be reversed. You can heal from and can also be prevented. But if a person is past the point of prevention because they've already got said diagnosis or whatever, most of the time it can be reversed. And if not all the time, the symptoms can be easier to manage. And for that, communicate that with your doctor, that you want to safely come off of your medications, because I'm not giving you any information here to undermine a doctor or to tell you to go against the advice of your healthcare professionals. In my opinion, I think it would behoove each of us to have both a naturopathic doctor as well as a medical doctor where they will communicate with each other. That's the best case scenario. And then communicate your goals with them. And if you need to find a new doctor because your doctor isn't on the same page as you, then so be it. Because we are talking about the quality of your life, which you only get one. And that's all I got for you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thanks for being here. And orgasmicpathways.com. Choose your pathways.